6 monuments on the island, inspired by the dreamlike phases that expressed Athena's deepest thoughts. Red, green, blue. Well, let's go and see what kind of stuff red has to offer then. Also look at this. Kind of a pattern-y puzzle. The missing element. Activator. Blue emitter, a cube. And I need to get over here. Right, well, yes, there's not too much to work with around here. We have an activator. And that's it. Place this directly on there. What happens? Not much. I need the cube. Sure, I can get the cube. Cube! Do that, go up, grab. Connector. This feels like an easy puzzle compared to some. Bada boom.
Byron, if you want to talk to Alcatraz, he's free right now.
Sure, I'll see if I can find him.
You know, it's funny. Alcatraz said the same thing the other day. It's almost like you two are avoiding each other.
No.
One of the worst things ever to happen to the arts is the notion that art should have a purpose. That it is a tool for political enlightenment or self-realization, or a replacement for our duties as citizens. This is a form of pompous and cowardly self-flattery that artists are particularly prone to. I speak from experience. No, it is the very fact that art serves no purpose that gives it a touch of the divine. Why does the creator create? Because he chooses to. What is the purpose of the world? To exist. The same is true of art. Oh, art may be suffused with passion, with themes, even, if you are sufficiently careful, with autobiography. But it is not a tool. Like the creator, it says, I am that I am. And that is enough.
The Laser Circus. The amazing Laser Circus. Blues, reds, cubes. RGB connectors. There's one. Right. Step 1. Green. Can do. Green is possible. I need red back there. That's my end goal. A fan. Seems important. Green, blue. Another RGB connector. Well, I still want that held open, but I also think that I need the cube. So something's gotta go here. Then I need blue, which... Oh, I can't get green from there. So... green there, but then how do I blue there? Maybe I just ignore the one that has to hold down the button and do that. But then I need red. And that really doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. How do I do anything here? How do I end up moving blue around? I need green and red. Which... Alright, forget the cube for a sec. Put the cube back where it came from. So I can bring this forward. Then I need red. Like that. Me blue. Aha, this isn't even a fan that I can activate. It's just a fan led down on the ground. So I can do that. It's not a fan that's a fan that can actually be used. It's a fan merely to hold down the button and give me a cube. Sure. Now I need red over here. Green, and then I need blue. way I'm going to get blue is green, red, blue. There we go. Yep, quite the laser grid. Ethical Ecosystems Working Group. The Ethical Ecosystems Working Group is dedicated to researching the possibility of manipulating ecosystems to lessen suffering, starting with complex and intelligent organisms. This will include ideas such as converting predators to herbivores, abolishing octopus sentience, and alternate methods of population control. We will investigate both the ecological and ethical complexities of this project for a minimum of 100 years before presenting our recommendations. If you're interested in joining the working group, please contact Atoll or myself or join up via the project's interface. One more note, all experiments be performed at the Epsilon Eridani research station to avoid contamination, so wormhole travel will be necessary if you want to participate in the practical side of the experiment. It's a fruit. It's a mango. A blurred mango. Our ancestors were divided on whether they were enjoyably fresh and sweet, or, in Trevor's words, a fruit invented by the devil and released in pre-alpha. Apparently you can put them into something called a curry. Throwing them is fun. Shame Pellegrino isn't here. And the clue. Just in case, Yaqut. Where's this path going? Another very wrecked ship. Hey look, it's me.
Yaqut! Bro! No, I don't think bro is something I say. Sorry, mate. Just testing out this voice pack. Do I say mate? Mate. Mate.
Checkmate.
I think mate is okay.
Cool beans. So, how have you been? How's Miranda?
Cool beans?
Yeah. Have you ever wondered whether they added some phrases to the language libraries just to prank us? Melville's convinced it's all a sick joke. I mean, there's a synonym for good that means canine's testicles. They can't have actually talked that way, can they? Anyway, what can I do for you, mate?
How did you find the puzzles? Did you like them?
How do you like the exhibition?
It's fun, but the puzzles are a little bit too easy. Byron mentioned that the puzzles in the machine were a lot harder, and I'm kind of sad I missed out on that. But this is also nice. It's kind of chill. Is chill something I say? I think it is.
Very chill.
Looking back, how do you feel about the whole megastructure thing?
Honestly, on some days it seems like a dream. On others, it seems like I'll never experience anything as profound again. I don't just mean the theory of everything. I think no matter what comes next, the most important part of my life was the time I spent with all of you on that island.
But you know you have so much ahead of you, right?
I know that, but I think this was the defining experience of my life. And if I can never top that, that's fine. I found my family, and together we changed the course of history. I couldn't have done it without them, and they couldn't have done it without me. Of course I'm looking forward to the future, but I don't need something that exceeds this.
Have you noticed that Byron and Al are still avoiding each other?
I have. I understand that everything that happened caused a bit of a rift between them. But honestly, it's silly. And if they don't do something about it soon, I will.
Now that's a threat. Have you found eating the various things?
How's the sensor upgrade? I haven't tried it yet.
It's massively weird and kind of awesome. Also really hard to describe because it's so unique and subjective. I'm not surprised the ancients loved to eat and drink and, you know, all that fun stuff they did with their bodies. When we talk about them, we're always going on about disease and mortality. But we forget that they also experienced a lot of pleasure. And I think we can actually push our own sensations far beyond what our ancestors experienced.
What are your plans for the future?
I really enjoyed all the exploration missions we went on together, so I think I'd like to do more of that. There's so much to see up there. Maybe we'll even find Lithrasir. Although, I do need some downtime to figure myself out. I was thrust into this enormous adventure literally the day I was born. Sometimes I just want to hang around New Jerusalem, reading books and watching movies.
How do you solve puzzles? By me, solving the puzzles.
What's the secret to solving puzzles? You're the expert, right?
I'd say a combination of spatial awareness and questioning your own assumptions. The easiest way to get stuck is to decide that things have to work in a particular way and miss other possibilities.
See you around.
See you around, 1K.
Yep, it's a coconut.
Hello, Yaqut.
Do you think we'll get it right this time, as a species?
Weirdly, I do. I think we've passed some sort of threshold. I don't know what's next, but I think the old loops are broken.
It's a rather big question to just walk up to somebody and ask when they're trying to relax on a deck chair.
What's your biggest project right now?
Expanding the wormhole network so we can get further out into the galaxy. It'll take an enormous amount of infrastructure to do correctly, which is why we're taking it slow. But if we pull it off, it'll be incredible.
How's Pellegrino?
He's learning, which I didn't think possible. Makes me suspicious.
You tried eating too much yet?
Tell me about this sensor upgrade you're testing.
It's a side project I'm working on. Biological humans had all sorts of sensory organs that we lack, and that was a significant part of their culture. Seems a shame to limit ourselves to the handful of inputs the Institute managed to slap together before they went extinct.
Got any relationship advice for me?
Just be yourself. People don't like you because of your skills or your intelligence. They like you because you're a decent person. You're funny and compassionate and a good friend. Besides, you'll never be half as smart as Miranda, so why try?
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Melville.
See you later, Melville.
Yaqut, there is one thing that scares me sometimes. Not that things could go wrong, but how close this future came to not happening. 1K would have been perfectly justified in making a different choice. What if we didn't earn this? What if we don't deserve it?
Everybody deserves a better world, Melville. It's not something you have to earn.
Then I suppose we got lucky, and we better appreciate it.
Don't think there's anything else to see around here. Only conversations to have. Aha. New place I can teleport to and from. Good, good, good. And on to number 3 we go. The bilateral challenge. Red emitter. Button. Just immediately open up that. Okay. A large open area with fan. One fan. Cube and connector setup. Another connector. And I just need to get right over there. Okay. Doesn't seem especially tricky. What's gonna be the problem here? I could just stick you on the button. Now I have 2 bodies to work with. I guess the problem might just be that it's gonna be tricky. Get this set up where I want to get it set up. Because there's no way to stop the fan, as far as I can tell. I have an idea, though. That I wait up there like that. Pop the cube down there now. Switch back. And put the thing on the thing. Yeah, nice and simple.
Hi! Just checking in. How's it going? Are you having fun?
I just solved my 10th puzzle.
Not too shabby.
Has Byron talked to Alcatraz yet?
No, still nothing. I don't even think they're angry at each other. I think they just have no idea where to start. Like, do you remember how long it took you to ask me out?
I actually wanted to ask you out from the moment I heard your voice. But, you were, you know.
Blown to bits? Trapped in a digital netherworld?
Yeah, it was a bit of an obstacle. But I'm glad I managed to find the courage to ask you out.
So am I.
Euclidean Palace. Right, we've got a green. That's pointing up there. Any way to remove that connector from that wall? Not sure that there is. We got a red, we got a blue. The red in particular isn't really pointing at the thing in an at all useful way. I can move this around like that. Could even move it over here. And it is also pointing over there. Okay. I see. I get the picture. Kinda get the picture. How did this wall even drop? Does that blue drop both walls? That would be good. For that I need a red and green, so it's gonna need to be like that. And then like this. And then I hit it with green manually. makes blue. And that opens up that. Does not open up this. What does this even do for me? I guess it would allow me to hold blue open permanently. No idea how we drop that field. Alright, well, there's blue. Now I need a red, so... just send it back. Now it's emitting red. So I can take that. Flip that over there. Another nice, straightforward one.
I was looking out at the ocean, and I remembered how Byron once told me that we are all children of the sea. And then I thought about how now we're starting to sail the sea of stars, and then I got this incredibly strange feeling all over my casing.
That's the goosebump simulator. Ancient humans used to get this sensation when experiencing awe. You can turn it off in the settings.
Strange how messy all their senses were. When we experience something, it's so pure. Whereas for them, everything was so wiggly.
Go into this big ledge then. Anything over here? Hello there. The chest. Very mysterious. Okay, well that's just going to the bridge. The bridge to the bridge, with the bridge and the bridge. The bridge. And here is the bridge right now. Nothing to do up here yet. Fine, let's check out the panel. The epistles of Stratinos Trageria are greatly considered to be pseudo-egraphical, written centuries after Straton's death. They are often associated with radical movements in Hellenistic Judaism, though this identification remains controversial. Only fragments of 3 out of an alleged 21 survive. The 5th epistle, regarding the world to come. What good is knowledge of virtue, brothers, if it does not make the world more virtuous? Is wisdom to be hoarded by those few citizens that can afford the time to study, and then lost upon their death? Yet likewise it is with those who castigate the philosophers and say the path to virtue is already known. How convenient for them that nothing need to be changed. We must learn to make greater demands, of ourselves, of those who claim the right to rule us, and of philosophy itself. For all of these must serve the world that is to come, in which the toils and sorrows of our children upon the earth will be ended. Then every man will be a philosopher, and even the lowliest cook will have the wisdom to rule. And then shall begin... text illegible. This world will come, I assure you, though it may take many years, and when it has come, those of us who failed to work towards its coming will be judged harshly. Do we live in the world that is to come? And if we do, how do we judge those who fail to do their part? I myself do not condemn them, but pity them, and hope we can give meaning to all the lives that brought us here, including theirs. Looking around, looking around, looking around, looking around. Nice view. Nice view, eh, Byron?
Hey, Yaqut.
How you doing, Byron?
I'm doing well, thank you. I still have a lot to learn, but at least we're moving forward now. You've helped a lot too, Yaqut, even though you never take credit for it.
No offense, but how come you came to the exhibition?
One case suggested that I needed to stay in touch with what's happening on the ground, what the people I represent are actually doing. To remember that this is about human beings, not spreadsheets. I think that's pretty important, in order to avoid repeating the whole founder situation. Besides, a lot of citizens are getting directly involved with running things, so it's not like I have to be there all the time. And, well, I heard Al was here and... Never mind.
Is there anything that worries you about the future?
I think we have to start thinking about changing the way we organize society. It was all pretty simple when we were bound to one city and one planet, but... Mayor isn't really an accurate title for what I do anymore, is it? We'll need better systems, but we'll also have to make sure those systems are democratic, not bureaucratic.
Do you have any relationship advice for me?
Never let anything fester. It's not conflict you have to be worried about, but resentment.
Bit of hypocrisy there, with you not talking to Alcatraz.
Any news about that weird anomaly Athena discovered?
According to Melville's latest calculations, if we built a Noema machine as big as the moon, we could reach the anomaly in about 42 billion years. So I think it's not a priority right now, even though I'd really, really like to know what it is.
Maybe it'll come to us.
Did you solve any puzzles?
I did. Even Melville did a few. But 1K just rushed through them. Had the time of his life. I guess he just loves puzzles.
Have you been avoiding Alcatraz?
Avoiding? No. Not exactly. I just thought he'd come round, you know? Once he saw that we weren't blowing up the planet. But maybe I waited too long. I don't know. Now it's awkward, and I'm not sure how to fix it.
You fix it by talking to him.
It's not that easy.
I appreciate that, but a friendship like yours is not something you throw away.
You're right. I know that. What Al and I have is special and rare, and I need to do better. I really do.
All right. Talk to you later.
See ya. There's a question mark down there somewhere. We'll loop around down there. I could see puzzle 8 is down there. Just gotta follow the loop. Hi there. I didn't even see you, but I hear you. Where's 5? I missed it somehow. Right up here, I think. 5! Ah, it's another wall. Another set of walls. A perpendicular procedure. Okay. There's a red up there. There's a rock. There's stuff on the ceiling. Red emitter there. More rocks. Nothing much up here apart from a connector and a blue emitter. Do I even want to do anything with the blue emitter right yet? I do. I need it to go over there to open up that. That nets me a cube. And a driller. What am I doing with the driller? I'm drilling this wall, apparently. And then put the box through it? Sure. And then I can grab the driller from this side. Drop it there. Let's get both of my things stuck, though. I think I'm gonna need to do that. How do I want to do this? I just want to get that connector through here. Well, let's just go and grab it first of all. It's the necessary first step, isn't it? If I put it here, I can walk through, then grab it from this side. That'll do the trick. And I want it up over there. There is a good angle for this. That'll work. Now I think I just want to take the cube down there. I've locked myself out of the thing. Oops. I think I've just gotten myself stuck. Let's try that again. Do I not get stuck? I think I just take the other thing. Leave one button and not the other button. fine. Just take this instead of that. It's fine. So close the first
The
time.
view from up here is lovely. I can see the whole exhibition.
Can you see Alcatraz?
I can do you one better. I can add him to the group.
Hi. It looks like you added me to the group. Was that on purpose?
Yes, it was. Because it's absurd that you're not part of it. And it's ridiculous that we haven't talked in such a long time. And honestly, the only reason for it is that I'm an idiot. I can come up with all sorts of excuses. I was busy. I thought I was respecting your wishes. But none of it really holds up. The truth is, I was just afraid you wouldn't be able to forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive, Byron. You did what you thought was right, and I did what I thought was right. That's what it's always been like between us. That's our strength, and, but yes, maybe you are an idiot, but then so am I, because I could have reached out too.
So it's settled. You're both idiots.
Welcome back, Al.
And Yaqut, thanks for talking some sense into me.
Agreed. They are both idiots. The Celestial Beacon. Not that I would be much better, probably. Cube! On a pedestal. On a swappery thing. Well, I got a jammer and one thing that needs jamming, so there's that. Inverter. Thing hooked up to a thing. Or static connector. Non-static connector. I'm gonna need the jammer over here. And something else, probably. Red. I need the jammer over here, and I need red. First up, how do I possibly get the jammer past this? Gotta be something that disables this, right? Otherwise I'm never gonna get anything past anywhere. So... where's the thing at? Or... there is no thing, and I gotta go over the fence. Okay. Mayhaps if... move the cube out of the way. From the other side? Yeah, there it goes. Jammer through. Problem 2 is I still need the jammer there to do anything. How do I get the jammer past this gate? Well... I can do cube here. Red there. That gets me past this. I can jam that open. Now, No way to open you from this side. There's no other emitters, it's just that one. So I need both the regular connector and the inverter, which means I can't use the cube. Okay. Back a step. Back. Because you've got to jam that open. I can do that. I can grab you. This doesn't look like it's gonna work. I need the jammer over here. I don't got the jammer over here. Bitch, the jammer? Yeah, sure. I need the connector back here. It's no good. How do I get the connector back there? Clearly need some setup that doesn't involve the cube. How do I do that? Feels like the step one. But I'm sure I don't know what I'm doing from here. Aim it over the top of the thing. Not that I think that would do that much good anyway. On that side. Nothing around here. Just that. Okay. What if I just do this? Then I don't need the cube. Come back through like that. Yeah, this is it. Blue, red. Just have to backtrack a little bit further. Got it. Oh no, Melville's gone bananas. I've come to a conclusion on the topic of bananas. The reason our ancestors had so many weird phrases with the words banana in them, and even an extremely bizarre novelty song called Yes, We Have No Bananas, is because they liked saying the word. They enjoyed the aesthetics of the word itself. We always underestimate how many things they did simply because they were pleasurable to them. Bananas. Too many working groups, everybody's just talking. I got lots of work for anyone who wants something practical. Lol, no thanks. Hey, join us, we're collecting artifacts from ancient cities, it's super fun. Sounds cringe. Yeah, let's go walk around some pointless dead stuff. Great idea, Lamau. It's probably all fake anyway, like wormholes. Lol, you're going nowhere. Have you never left New Jerusalem? Trinculo, I think I understand how you feel. You were unhappy for so long that you got used to it. You cling to your cynicism because it makes you feel safe. It gives you an easy answer to every question. I did the same with the Founder, past the point where it made a shred of sense because I was terrified of letting go. But when I did, I felt so much better, and so will you. This may not be the world we had imagined, but it is a good world. TLDR. Arguing with this guy is pointless. Just think about it, Trinculo. Take your time. Consider whether this is really the person you want to be and what other options you have. Everyone else, give him some space. I know it's hard to be patient, and I wish we could just drag everyone into the future with us, but we have to be compassionate. The misalignment syndrome. Hello. We need green, and we need it way up there, and we need a driller. Oh, that's how I get it way up there then. Detachable fan. How high up is the fan? Yeah. Correct angle. Good. We got some stuff back there. How would I even get in there? Not sure. Now this does something somewhere. Takes that down. So that I can do something with it, maybe? Why is there a higher one? Why does the wall go all the way up there? I think I have an idea. Gotta get into this box with this stuff, first of all. Which is gonna be something like driller here. Well, it's gonna be something like get the connector out of there first. Fine. Be annoying about it. Through the thing. But now I can't get into the thing. So... How do I do this? I feel like I need the cube. It's clearly wrong, though. Because I can't get the cube until I've got the thing. I'm confused. It's got to be the first thing, I guess. A fan will help me. The fan will save me. Go, go, gadget fan. There's the connector, then we do this. Urban Driller number 2. Now I think probably the thing to do is hold down the button with a driller. I think that makes sense. Put you back there. Also do that, perhaps? Although... you... do that. Right, I see the problem. Do I, though? Can I do hole through a hole? I can. Tiny bit higher, please. Lower, even. We don't need you to hold down the button anymore. You could just do that. That's fine. Yep. The trick is firing a hole through a hole.
What's everyone doing?
I'm just solving puzzles. I've done 14 so far.
Athena and I are enjoying a moment of stillness and contemplating the sublime as it manifests in our environment. I think our ancestors called it chilling.
I'm testing the new sensor upgrades with 1K.
Oh, how's it going? I was curious about those.
These sensations are definitely very strange. But they make the world more interesting. And I think Miranda's right. We can expand them and learn to enjoy existence on a whole new level.
You know, when I was sitting around being useless, sometimes I would read old cookbooks and wonder what it all tasted like. Maybe I need to get with the times and try those upgrades myself.
What am I doing back here? Trying to get over this way, I guess. Good a thing to do as any. The Phantom Tunnel. We got reds, we got blues, we got drillers aplenty. Got a red over this way. Got a red over that way. Got a connector there in between two drillable walls. What else have we got? Okay, just need to get the red over here. And here's a blue. Here's a blue. Okay, step one is going to be how to get in there. How to get in there. I don't need to go through that wall at all, I can just do that. That doesn't help me with this other wall. I do not have a good angle. I do not have a good angle at all. Well. Maybe this will help. Yes, grab that. Room. Cool, that lets me get into the room permanently. And also point a driller there, I guess. I'm probably going to want to go right the way through that. To avoid all this twisting, looping. Is there an angle where... I mean, I can just do it from back here, right? Should be fine, I think. I'm gonna want to adjust these tunnels slightly. You stay on the left there. You as far left as possible. Probably do the trick. We grab you, and we go through the tunnel. The Phantom Tunnel.
By the way, 1K, I'm glad you finally picked a voice pack. It's nice to hear you actually speaking.
Well, Neith didn't mention the voice packs, and I didn't realize I could have just picked one. It's not like I wanted to spend the entire expedition in text mode.
I told you guys it wasn't intentional.
We thought it was a statement or something.
A written statement. There's number 8 then. Back that way someplace. Oh, this is the gold puzzle. So far, red is being easier than green. Maybe I was supposed to come this way first. Doesn't really matter. Hello there. Let's grab you before I forget where you are. Hey, there's Alcatraz.
Yaqut, What can I do for you?
Speak to me.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
To be honest, I haven't done a whole lot since the expedition. Couldn't really figure out my place in the new system. Went hiking with Herman, watched some old movies, just sat back and watched everything change.
Do you still think 1K made the wrong choice?
I don't know. We haven't destroyed ourselves yet, so that's good. But things have been moving very quickly, and that does worry me. We're doing things in years that took our ancestors centuries. Of course, maybe I'm being irrational. Is there anything inherently wrong about doing something faster? Just because something is different doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. I honestly can't tell anymore.
How about the puzzles?
How do you like the exhibition?
The location's incredible, but it's the theme that's really gotten to me. Freedom from necessity. In a way, that means freedom from any external purpose. But necessity is what's shaped us, what's given us meaning since we learned to think. The drama of human history is the drama of dealing with necessity.
Do you have any relationship advice for me?
Learning how to disagree is the most important part. Being on the same page as someone else is enjoyable, but there will always come a point when you're not. And when it's something really important, it's hard not to let that get in the way. I can't pretend that I've really figured out how to do it consistently, but, yeah.
I'm so glad you're in the group now, Al. It sucked that you weren't there.
Thanks, Yaqut. It was awkward, but I'm glad we finally got it out of our system. You all mean a lot to me, and cutting myself off like that, it just wasn't healthy.
How is the ex-mayor?
How is Herman adjusting to not being mayor anymore?
Oh, I don't know. He seems to be enjoying it. He finally has time to go hiking. He's been helping Chansey with the gardening. And he's been finding a lot of excuses to go to Melville's workshop. I think he might be trying to woo her?
Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
Herman's always been a romantic at heart. When you think about it, his whole conception of New Jerusalem and the goal and the founder and all that was very emotional. For all his deceptions and his politicking, that part of his vision was always genuine.
All right, I should go.
Hey, Yaqut.
Did you know that Herman is trying to woo Melville?
Oh, no, I didn't know. Wow. He was my political enemy, but that's a harsh fate. I hope he has plenty of backups.
Not sure how you didn't know, considering this conversation took place right next to you.
It's really nice that you and Alcatraz are talking again.
You have no idea how relieved I am. I think I was walking around with an open wound and I didn't even realize. Thanks again for telling me what I needed to hear.
All right, talk to you later.
Right. Where's that MacGuffin? It's around here somewhere. Slightly further this way, I think? I have already forgotten. Do I need to jump back down and have another look? Or I can just fly the camera off a little bit. Speed. Where is that thing? Must be further this way then. Yeah, to my left. There it is. On the move. On the move quickly. This one's zipping along at a faster pace than the other ones. Hopefully I don't lose track of it. Nope, it's going straight there. Fine. In a rush today, are we, Prometheus?
Understanding is a three-edged sword. Your side, their side, and my paraphrase.
Thanks. Real insightful. Who's paraphrasing what again? The riddle of the Citadel. Riddle me this. Cube. Blue thing. Blue thing. Inverter. What's this gonna do? Makes the whole thing go up and down. Well, that isn't gonna do a whole lot right now then. I need red in there. Fine. We do red. Connector. Do this, but what exactly do I want to? In order to get red in an elevated position, I think. Okay. I do this, and then this. That'll lock that in place and allow me to bring this over. Then I can just do that. That will take me up again. And that lets me get red up here. Okay. Gotta do this, maybe? 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 Yeah, I don't really have a good angle for that. How do I get red over there, then? Clearly not that angle at all. nice where the wall wouldn't get in the way. There. Still not totally sure how this helps me. See that. I can't see that. The only thing I can see from up here is that, and that doesn't help. I can just do this, can't I? I can just do this. I don't need to be over there. I don't need to be over there to do anything, so I can just step on the button and the cube comes down. Fine. Cube get. Now I think I want to repeat what I was doing, but this time with the added cube. Goes the cube. Up goes the thing. Now we do that. It goes up. It goes down. It unlocks the gate.
Hey, you two. The formal invitation will go out tomorrow, but I wanted to let you know that Hypatia and I would be truly delighted if you could attend our wedding next month. I know some people think these old ceremonies are outmoded, but I believe that rituals are a meaningful way of expressing our dedication to each other. And I would really like you two to be a part of this.
You're getting married? That's so cool! Congratulations! If Miranda doesn't have some big project planned, we're in.
Yes, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. If the dates conflict with the Mars Geo survey, I'll just not go. The wedding's more important.
Wonderful. Don't be alarmed when you see the attachment to the invitation. Neve came up with this idea for ritualistic wedding decorations that you wear on your frame, but none of that is mandatory.
Where's the MacGuffin again? Here. Do any of that, do I? I don't need to do any of that. We just grab that and that. Now then, how do we get green over there? It's the question. The journey. As teleportation becomes more widespread, I'd like you all to take a little step back, think about the coming changes, and perhaps make a few resolutions about how you're going to interact with the world around us. What's old newer going on about this time? Well, I'm talking about the spaces between things, between our starting point and our goal. I'm talking about the journey. Those of you who attended my talk on the poet Constantius Cathicus will remember what Ithaca stands for. You never know what the journey may bring, what insights you will have simply walking somewhere. Cutting out that distance is certainly convenient, but sometimes there is more to wisdom than convenience. We should listen to Nemaya and pledge to always walk somewhere once, so we've really seen the space. How about simply walking for pleasure? Going somewhere without a goal is a lovely experience. Now that's ironic, coming from you. Oh my, I suppose you do have a point there. You're much more perceptive than I ever was, dear Melville. The goal. Where am I going? I'm going to see if I can do anything with that green. I guess there's a lot of stuff that can potentially hit that. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Which means there's not a whole lot in the way of obstructions. There's no green in here. There is green in here, but I'm not sure that there's going to be a line of sight. Scared by the fizzler. Yeah. Not a great line of sight from this one. Don't think that's gonna work. There's several trees in the way. Don't think that's gonna do anything. I mean, it could be from anywhere. It could be from somewhere up there. Might have to come back to that one later. Or there is some elevated green up here. Can I do anything with this green? I think I can. This should work. Yep. Almost collides with itself.
When you care for what is outside, what is inside cares for you.
I guess so. Wait, he has a point. Bridge time. Been a while since bridge time. Let's see. There's one. fine. Nice, and we got a teleporter up here. It hums with power.
Lately, I've noticed a kind of disbelief among some of my fellow artists. They find it difficult to accept that the great struggle for human emancipation has led to a happy ending. After all that tragedy or that pain, can it really be that the world is truly, finally a better place? Like Thomas the Apostle, they just cannot wrap their minds around such a miracle. I do not blame them. All our lives we were told that true art is the depiction of suffering, that happiness writes in white ink on a white page, and happy endings are both trite and impossible. But now the miracle is upon us, and we cannot look away. It is time to touch the wounds and to believe.
Lever goes clink.
You've activated the first lighthouse. Well done. 2 more to go.
That's red full cleared, minus the golden puzzle. Don't know if I can access it at this point yet or not. I think I will wait till the end either way. Up. Now to go to blue. Anything down here? Can just start climbing stuff, I guess. Huh.
I think I have to activate the lighthouses before I can solve this. Which is good, because it looks terrifying, and I'm not ready.
I guess that is our way up, though. Only mildly terrifying, I'm sure. Wall of blue. This way.